Soul Ring, I think that means he plans on coming online a little bit faster. He might not go for that slow range build. He might go something like Yasha Manta Diffusal.
Boxy still needs to be a little bit careful though. Forced to pop that salve, and now he still got 3 tangos, but was eating a lot of harassment to the point where he was forced to use that salve. So we'll see how this continues to go for him over bottom wall. We take a look over towards top. Mickey taking a lot of damage. The flame break comes in. Battery assault from Hanskin's not going to be enough to get the kill here, and they also had a lot of stacks of sticky napalm out of the Morphling. But at that point, the Morphling just didn't care and fought back and almost got a kill.
Ridger getting a lot of runes here in the bottom lane. 3 value. She picked up a bottle, which was exactly what she did. A lot more control than raised there. Boxy doing with hand here down the bottom lane. Vector. And I tried to try a circle there. I hope you didn't see that on camera.
I did. You're, it's very avant-garde of you.
I see. Well, that's embarrassing. Thankfully, there's not that many people watching this.
Yeah, you know, and just see how poor they teach us how to draw circles. It's very hard with a mouse. People don't realize.
Boom, there it goes.
It is. Looks like Clockwork's off to go Tranquil Boots pretty quick here as well. I think he favors the item boots. He really hasn't had as much impact as we saw in the previous. Again, rotate. I think he got a kill at the top lane. I tried to give the kill to his carry player. Kills on Storms here in the mid. Of course, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for him to go on this Razor. Job punishing him with Static Link. In fact, it might be late for him to really rotate on him.
Yeah, definitely
Static Link will pretty fast.
Yeah, it definitely seems like if he was to have made a move, it should have come earlier. And the thing with it is now he's just kind of just junctured over towards the jungle, continuing to stack and pull and drat where he can. As 33, he burns away a bunch of creeps, but I mean, did you see where he was?
That's on his
right
base.
Around this area. Trying to draw a circle there, but
much
he ends
better
up
looking
dead.
circle. Yeah, that's not his base, but it does create a bit of space, right?
Yeah, I mean, he pulled the Razor all the way out of the lane, and I mean, that works. Space created. Still, though, a 1,000 net worth lead right now for the side of Liquid. Things are on the up and up. And they've gotten themselves 37-11 on Mickey going into the treads after he's picked up this Ring of Health and 2 Wraith Bands. So he is having a stellar time. Sitting top of the net worth by just 300 gold, but compared to the Spectre down over bottom, up about 800, who dives in on a Boxy. Fortunes and Press the attack will get used, so again, hard to keep Boxy still in this lane with just these 2 heroes.
I mean, you're a lot stronger of a laner as Legion Commander than you are as a Spectre. Like, I'm glad that Fodder is here babysitting Nico Baby. This is something that's going to need to happen until he gets the first couple of items. Speaking of fun, if the boots come out to him, we can have it much easier. Trying to keep up his farms. Expected that was the play was, but you're at 7 minutes. You haven't made any real progress towards even your upgraded boots yet.
Is under attack.
Soul Ring and Wand.
So opting for some attributes and some mana regen. And technically HP regen as well. Where I'm a more survivable early kind of build coming in from the Spectre, as well as not being mana reliant on, say, you know, sending in mangoes and having the ability to just, you know, have the Soul Ring, he's low on mana, Spectral Dagger away, everything's fine.
You have an okay setup here. Throw out the Fisher, and then walk up to him. Enzikin knows that he's here. When one person leaves, babysitting the Nico baby. Babysit the Nico. When one person leaves, another person comes by to sit here and watch, so they can't get to it.
Dire's top tower is
I think the Nico baby is going to come online pretty fast, though. You go with the Soul Ring. Get online a little faster. I want to just team know that Liquid wait for me to get a Radiance and got Chen in their line.
So is this calling for more a get into the treads and then go straight to Fusel's Bada top? Ravaged here by the amount of damage that he was taking by Mickey and Insania, and they'll get not only the kill, but the tier 1 tower. I mean, this hasn't been the bloodbath we saw in the previous game. It's just been methodical. It's been, you know, precise. We got a kill, we take a tower, we pressure, we stay on them, and we're gonna cut the map away. You need some, you know, you've got a hero here in Spectre that needs space, that needs time, that needs farm, and the more we cut away from the map, the harder that's gonna be.
It reminds me a lot of like the last night qualifier, Chinese Dota. Alright, we lose Nico baby. And over here on this ramp. Or sorry, in the Hensikin.
Bat Rider, 33, forced into the trees. Turns back around and shows himself for a second. Flame break thrown. They don't have a wait for him to catch up to him. Yeah, the Clockwork ends up dead over bottom. I was just showing it, letting you, you know, didn't need to interrupt you or anything, just to show that Clockwork death. And it's a 4-0, 4,000 net worth lead right now for Liquid. I mean, again, yeah, things have just looked great so far for Liquid, and again, it doesn't show any signs of it slowing down. As I say that, good fissure there from Taiga to let Boxy escape.
You got the, while you have all the babysitters down here for Nico baby, you also have a lot of people on the side of Liquid in position to catch him. I don't think a whole lot of action is going to happen on the Spectre, probably just over mid lane. Unfortunately, you don't have focus fire.
Got the static going back. Good power shot coming in from Limp, but a very timely regen rune.
Exactly what you need when you need it. Insania, I feel like I haven't seen a whole lot of movement out of this Chen so far. It's felt a little bit slow.
Is a great
compared to last game. Crook was a bit more active. Got a decent arm.
It seems like both teams play a different style, though. I mean, not as active around the map, not as you know, heavily invested in the early game pressure like that. At least in terms of going for kills. The pressure that has been fine for Liquid overall. Grabbing that tier 1 tower in the safe lane has been pretty big, and they've also got this ward that's yet to get dewarded here on the dire jungle side, so you know, might be looking at them play aggressive through the jungle.
Back at the Spectre, looks like he's got his first item up, Blade of Alacrity. So he does opt to go a little bit faster. Spectre knows that Liquid was probably going to watch earlier on with the Chen, so responds to that.
But now the question is, can he get there in time and feel like he's valuable to Alliance? Because at the moment, he's got 3,700 net worth, and you take a look at what Mickey has, he's leading by about 3K over this Spectre. He is certainly going to be able to do much more, as he has got double the net worth
bottom
in the same amount of time. Take a look over bottom. Yeah, overwhelming odds comes through. They've got the false promise to keep the Spectre alive. Focus fire comes out on Insania. They'll get their first kill of the game. Luchin's in, throwing at Boxy, but he's got the press the attack. Spectral Dagger follows it up. However, throwing everything in the kitchen sink towards bottom, is it the wisest idea for just the Chen kill? Because now you're mid-tier 1. Well, that's going to take a lot of damage.
Makes sense that Liquid would try and do this to do a little bit of something. Heroes there. Fortunately, the Demon doesn't die well. She's a little bit hard to bring down, though. Talk a lot about how strong this hero is at the moment. Just do like, you have the press the attack purge. The DP fell on top of a heal. You have massive amounts of movement speed. I think you're one of the highest. You might be the highest. Maybe highest or second highest in the game at the moment. And your strength hero on top of that. It's too hard to bring down.
Okay, close to having this Lincoln Sphere, 1,200 gold away. He's been farming phenomenally. And, well, if you're Alliance, you're hoping this Diffusal Blade comes online pretty soon. Because you, like you were saying, this is probably an item where you are electing to fight quicker and fight earlier. So now the question becomes, how fast do you get it? And what's the game plan once you do?
I think that they're fine. Again, you're on lines. You're fine drawing out the game as long as possible. You build the diffuser blade on the Spectre. Eventually get a meta style that will offset a lot of what Razor is able to do with the static link. Because again, damage that you have from Desolate isn't based on whatever your base damage is. It's not added on top of anything. That's raw extra 50 damage. So having illusion, even if I'll stop myself short here.
Shackle shot. Box in trouble. Hand of God comes through, but nobody else is coming to save him. So it's not like it's going to change anything using that Hand of God and trying to keep him up. Fortune's in, thrown in Mickey as they do take the tier 1 tower over mid. And again, just putting more and more pressure onto this dire side.
I mean, I was just talking about how hard the Legion Commander is to bring down, so you'd think that would be the last one of the a little bit more far forward than the others because of that.
Under attack.
Killing him, put up about a 500 net swing this side of Alliance. They're doing a lot better with this than I thought they would. Again, I told you coming into this, I think I favor Liquid's draft by a lot, but they still have a lot of their towers out there. Even with the fairly slow and extremely quick. I definitely think, I don't think they should have picked the Spectre, but they're definitely playing the right way this game.
So far, 5,400 net worth, getting close to that diffusibly, not too far off of it. Question again becomes what happens afterwards, because it feels like as much as the Spectre is getting this time, it feels as though Morphling's getting, if not an even amount of open time.
Morphling actually, yeah, got so much more net worth than this Spectre gave him. I'm not sure how I feel about first item Lincoln Sphere though. This is something you used to see years and years ago, but it's not that great of an item for farming. It's just something you can pick up.
Echo Slam, Flame Break, and the right click damage coming through. 33, an easy dispatch kill. They commit the Echo on that. They commit the Morph on that too. Meanwhile, Legion Commander over bottom, trying to get a kill there onto the Clockwork, but Limp able to chase him out and uses that Focus Fire once again to get the kill.
The hard to bring down hero dying multiple times, so you look a little bit shield Legion. Nice pick off there from Morphling, puts C4 gold under his belt. Now he's another 1,000 net worth up on this Spectre because he gets a kill. Legion Commander goes down. 4K on him. You know, it's comparing him to the Eco Baby. Apologies. Still more than 1,000 or more than 4,000, 3,000 net worth.
Mickey is going to try and commit to this tier 2 tower over.
Look how fast
he's coming over. Yeah, I mean, how can you come over on this? It's fighting almost certain death. They've got Hanskin nearby, but you're just jumping into your demise.
Hanskin on cooldown for another couple seconds as well. Probably not going to until that is up. I'm surprised that it's Eco Baby playing so close to the enemy team here as they're inside your jungle. It's farming the bottom lane. The Saber, mirror the map movement team.
Radiant are
Farm.
scanning.
Close to be the because again you're able to engage from anywhere on the map, so play pretty far away
And they're gonna look over. They've got the static link. This is all on to Fada, who gets dueled and blown up after the false promise was over, giving the second duel victory here for Boxy. It's just a long static link and throwing that damage back at the Oracle, now making this an 8,000 net worth lead. The two supports on Alliance, they're broke. They can't afford rent, they can't afford food, and, well, they can't afford a new item. But now Hanskin Battery Assault is coming from this Morphling as well as from the Clockwork. Adaptive Strike gets thrown forward. They've got an ensnare on him. They're trying to get the kill, but he'll be able to retreat past the tier 2 tower where Luke could refuse to dive for the moment.
Mickey was trying to get a little bit further forward before popping that waveform to get on top of the Clockwork and around the cogs. Unfortunately, too far forward, got himself pushed back, so let Clockwork get the disengage. Philosopher's Stone picked up. Definitely not a Spectre item. Hand that over to someone else on your team. Oh.
Ooh, Echo Slam coming through. They get the kill onto Limp. Now they look over at the Clockwork. Chase is on once again. They'll land the Fissure. They'll get the duel and the victory. 9-3, and just, again, precision in these fights from Liquid. Overwhelming Alliance by leaps and bounds.
It's just them getting on top of them so fast, not expecting Liquid to come at them this quick. Because of that, they're not reacting properly. They're quite where he needs to be, Alliance. Spectre's not going in, haunting into these. Again, you have the bad initiation. Because you die so close to the Roach pit, Liquid get Roach. Actually, Clockwork. Wait, no, so far wins. Can't teleport there anymore.
On comes in and gets the kill on Roche, but the Aegis is now being snatched up by 33.
All right. I mean, if they can get the Aegis from them, wonderful. We've seen a lot more Roche deals these days than we used to with the pit over here. I remember back in the day when it was that awful like high ground around it, very dangerous. Batrider was king around it right there. He still shows to be king, but what a play out of Batrider.
And Insania caught out. Fissure comes through, Plasma Field out for the Cogs, blocking this Razor from getting to the low ground quickly enough to potentially turn this around. And again, opening up more space for Nico Baby. Liquid, you gotta wonder when the ultimate push of death comes in onto Alliance, making it so they don't have this ability to farm out or make a move like they just did.
Well, Morphling's continuing to outfarm the pace. Well, Morphling's continuing to outfarm the pace of this Spectre here. Unfortunately, like the overall gap, like percentage gap between the two net widths is closing. And again, as the game moves later, they will eventually win. The only problem is this combination of Oracle. I think probably around the 26, 27 minute mark, Liquid is going to push high ground, but still the Aegis definitely slowed down their plans. Bottom lane.
Dagger, Firefly, and the Flame Break on him. He'll pop the Lincolns.
And now pull him in, but doesn't get the kill just yet. Fortune's in, gets thrown. The damage is not enough. Press the attack will take the Aegis away from 33. Now they've got the duel out onto the Oracle, who won't be able to false promise himself. He'll fall. That's at least one kill. They got the first life away from 33, and now they'll give chase. They'll TP to an escape. Just barely.
That was
a long TP.
To the outpost. That's a 6-second one instead of a 5. They decided to go.
E-Blade, BKB popped by the Windrunner. Limp using that 10-second BKB pretty defensively.
You don't want to be here if you're Alliance though. You just had your Batrider leave. Your Oracle is currently dead. His TP is on cooldown, so he's not able to come back if he buys back when he respawns. So get out of here right now. You waste the time on me.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
See that quick little push there from Liquid, cut out the last tier 1 tower. Again, Liquid just extending their pressure, and now over on the opposite side of the river and pushing towards tier 2s, both mid and bottom.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Razor, pops a casual farming ult, or maybe
Dire's bottom tower has
pretty
fallen.
close to the enemy base and just pop the ultimate to find creeps though.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And with
Pops
that
the ult, maybe trying to just increase the farm rate. That's the best I could say.
Ask him about that one later. Team again, I'm thinking that again 26-27 minute mark, that's when they're going to want to be pushing these tier 3s after losing that Aegis. But they are playing close to the side of the map.
Got Blink Echo, and they're going to use it. They look over the Windrunner. Link will get false promise, but Fada's already dead. So any heal, follow up, any sustain you thought you were going to get from the Oracle. I mean, he popped ulti to save the Windrunner, but at the same time, lose that Oracle, and he's dead for 26 seconds with pressure coming into the tier 2, the last outer tower over mid.
Alliance having a bit of lag apparently, but that was really quick from the Oracle saving him being kidnapped there. Unfortunately, Legion Commander came out half a second too late with that duel. Otherwise, getting both those heroes at the same time would have been real nice. Liquid. Usually see them timing slightly better than that, but the window of execution was pretty small, right?
So he's able to pull it off, but however loses his own life in the process. It's 11-4, 11,000 net worth lead here for Liquid. And the question becomes, how long until the tether breaks? Because you're tethered to life, hanging by a thread, and it's about to all go downhill very quickly. Here they go. In tier 2, they'll get the tower. Do they want to push, or do they take the safe, easy route and wait for Roche to catch up?
Well, it looks like they want to wait for a couple items here. Coming out of the Shen is Gem of True Sight. So for that, Razor's 2,000 gold in the bank. You might wait until he's at least partially done. Monkey King bar that he's working towards. Again, that would help down. Pretty important. More playing with gold towards his Aghanim Scepter as well. All grouped up. I think that you're not in the worst place in the world, or you're not waiting too long if you decide to pick up these items first, but they are posturing.
Just 60 seconds until Echo Slam is available again. Feels like it could come up in the next fight, which could be the game ender.
They back off. It looks like they're not 100% sure on Liquid if they want to fully commit. Again, they're pretty close to a couple items.
For a duel, blink, and he's got it. Do they have the damage to finish him off before the duel finishes? It doesn't look like it. And Vada will also be able to throw the false promise if they were to have that extra damage. The Fortune then comes through. They've got the shackle out. The hook shot comes in. Now Boxy locked down a little bit as the haunt comes through. They'll jaunt on over as they've got the lasso onto the Earthshaker. Hand of God comes in. Taiga's surviving for the moment, but the shackle lands and they've got the kill. So he's done and dusted. Has 45 seconds till he'll be back up. Looks like the rest of the team will still escape.
600 net worth swing on the side of Alliance for that one. Again, good disengage from them. Wind Ranger is just too hard to jump on to get the duel off on Friday before Razor picked that in. Again, this is something that they probably should have done is finish up a couple of items before going in. You are 12k net worth up, but you're sitting on so much gold on each of your heroes that it really doesn't feel. Here we are. Tier 3 items coming out. And the telescope on Shen. It's a very good item. Something you can hold on to for the rest of the game.
Blade Mail pop there by Boxy. Taiga coming over. Spider Legs. That's a decent one for Boxy if he wants to pick it up. Currently has the Van Brace. Might even just throw that over to his support. Waveform forward, Fada on the run, just escapes the grasp of Mickey.
Taiga taking his new Spider Legs out for a spin already. Potentially walk down the cliff even though no point to doing it. It's a fun item to have. I love the animation on it too.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Certainly had share.
Zippa getting down there, but those cogs out, gets back to his base.
Let's get going for the 4-staff. Axe finally picked up here for the Morphling. He's got that E-Blade Lincolns that he started with, now going into the Ags. Butterfly next. So just 17,000 with almost 5,000 ahead of the Spectre for now. Nico Baby has gotten enough time to go into the Diffusal as well as the Manta. Is the Heart enough next?
I don't think so. They just all smoked up, so they definitely want to take the fight. They want to take the new Aghanim Scepter on the Morphling for a spin. The static field might give away where they are if they were heading here mid lane. Definitely going to set them off. The creep wave suddenly disappears. Doesn't look like they managed to catch the smoke out. Here they go.
Yeah, there's the fissure as well as the totem. They'll get the duel under the clockwork. Now the waveform out of the low ground to pass these fissures. They don't get the duel victory just yet. Hanskin's also going to use that hook shot. Limp from a distance away. Fada ends up dead. They'll use the hand of God. They'll get the kill to the Earthshaker. Now they look over as the false promises out on the Windrunner. Shackles over to Boxy. Now they've got the Haunt power shot comes in. Mickey needs to make some space as they've already lost the Razor, and press the attack was placed onto the Morphling, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Blade Mail popped on Boxy. Ebway Mickey trying to survive. Purifying Flame starting to heal him up. They'll get the kill on a Boxy, and now they'll look for more. 3 heroes gone to the side of a Liquid Alliance, finally trying to take advantage of all this, and now they'll take out Mickey and get everything they came for and more.
Wow. 4-man team. Oh, it wasn't 4, bro. Fortunately, you did have to buy back on the Oracle, but they reacted to that so fast on the lines. You didn't have no idea they were coming up there. Right away, the Oracles managed to save the clockwork with him on the back in the clockwork. The clockwork hook shots onto the Earthshaker before he's able to get off his spells in the team fight. Pick him off. No Echo Slam used. Fisher is basically the only spell that he got from the team fight. Because of that, they just had a lack of disabling. They were able to run circles around them with the Lions. So you need to pick off the Oracle in the backline with the lead commander at the very start of these fights. He's getting away with too much. Even though he did go down, he did die, but that was after the fact that he saved the clock. Because of that, Earthshaker goes, whole fight unravels for Liquid after that.
Unable to kill that clock quickly enough. Fada ends up using that buyback, and it just now they've cut into the net worth pretty heavily. Was a 13,000 just about net worth lead cut down to just 7.
That last fight, 3,700 net worth swing. 9.
Maybe even more than that.
At the fight recap opened. Almost 9,000 XP. Big one. Open those gold charts and win probability. Really looking like Liquid's favorite now. We're back closer down to 50%.
Again, we'll see if Liquid will look to fight. Roche up in 7. We'll take the outpost. This might be the control they need to back off towards Roche. We'll see. They TP the Legion Commander over towards bottom. He continues to turn into this Earthshaker, a combination that we haven't seen in a while. The Ags or Earthshaker builds.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's I'm getting PTSD from that one. I did not have a lot of fun playing that patch. Thankfully, it was nerfed a little bit. You can interrupt it and cast animation before you get out of roots. You could get out of leashes. You get out of all kinds of things with your shaking eggs. So picking, it is a better version of Earthshaker when you're playing Warplane. Picking one hero in a row, better version of another is interesting tactic.
Going to Roche, smoke comes out. Is it going to be in time? It looks like they're making up the ground. Insania trying to step in and stop this hook shot, but he might not be in the right location. 33 coming over. They'll evacuate the pit, and now the flame break gets thrown in. They'll totem forward. Fissure thought about Helt for now. Lasso coming into the top of this fight. They look over at Boxy. They've got him locked in. They've got him really soloed out. The damage coming from Limp isn't going to be enough with the blade mail pop. Limp, you need to be careful. You might even just go around and kill yourself. And now they look in at Nico Baby as they take out the Spectre. They buy back on Boxy. The totem jump over for making a 2-shot. Taking out Fada with the 1-2 punch. And then he gives the 3-piece and the soda over to Limp. Continuing for more, a hook shot away from Hanskin, trying to survive it all. Seems like the dollar menu is getting ordered right now for Liquid. The Fissure just missing. They just escaped.
Getting me kind of hungry with all this fast food references. So Roshan at low quarter also decided to finish this one off. They were going for that climb a little bit harder than they should have, but they don't want him jumping in and stealing another Aegis from them. They still got PTSD from the Bat Rider giving them that yoink.
So again, they try for it. Bat Rider, meanwhile, bottom dying to Mickey. You're going to start to feel some heavy pressure once again. They finally got the kill to the Spectre that they needed. I don't think they'll be able to force the buyback on this push, or at least they shouldn't.
Still got Fortify up. That'll buy you a couple seconds here. Should
There's the totem and the 3-shot coming in to take out Hanskin. Now the buybacks start flooding in from Alliance. They'll use the Haunt to try to dive in. Nico Baby leading the charge on this as Alliance are taking out Liquid, or at least attempting to on the run. The totem on the back lines. They look over at the Oracle. They'll use the false arms on himself. They got themselves the last, so that hits on to this Morphling. They'll get the kill. So they're taking the first life, and now they need to reset. Can Liquid get the Morphling out of here? They've already lost Boxy for the second time. The angle slam! Is it enough, though? Power shot comes in from Limp. They've got the E-Blade out on a Taiga, who now needs to try and turn tail and run. But the Fortune's End is there. They blocked him up. The E-Blade thrown over the Spectre. You need to be careful. A lot of damage coming in on the Nico Baby, but it's not enough again. They've got the kill to the Earthshaker, as well as the Legion Commander already dead for 30 seconds within this. And finally, Mickey gets out. And, well, Alliance semi-whole.
It's just a couple things. If they went a little bit more right for Liquid there, this game would be over at the moment. Hensikin ended up getting out of that by popping the Essence Ring. He ended up having a 200 HP after. Spectre almost going down right there. He did have buyback for that fight if he went down. He would have been in a lot worse position. Tower, pretty low HP though. These days you're not that worried about your tier 3 down. No shrines get opened up because of it. Outpost. Speaking of,
Insania attempt. 33 coming in under Insania. Nico Baby's also joined the fight. Quickba, he's shown up, but he may not have wanted to. However, Mickey's coming around. He's turning to the Windrunner. The shackle on the lone tree that's right there. But there's immediately the false promise placed by Fada on a limp. He'll use the BKB. He tries to escape and will do successfully. And now the shackle comes out again. It's on a Nico Baby. They've got the damage. They've got the lockdown. Or do they? Power shot. On the skin of his teeth, almost escapes, but the fissure is there to get themselves the kill. Hanskin within the trees, Boxy blinking a little bit too far. They look over as 33 is in within the trees and escape. Back over, they find him. Clockwork's been spotted. Boxy and Taiga now going on to the chase for this Clockwork, but he's got the hook shot to make some space. So he'll start to run the blink forward from Taiga. He's also got the spider legs. Fissure blocks him off. The stairs are no longer your escape route. The tower is also here. They'll get the duel. They have the damage. The Fissure coming in from the Morphling as well as the follow-up. And Hanskin ends up dead.
Only saving grace that team fight is that you didn't with the Wind Raider, all due to the Oracle save. Again, this guy's getting away with so much for his team, but Wind Raider almost going down. Ended up having 200 HP after the Oracle ult ended, even with the extra heals from the Oracle and the healer from the Fountain. Then MKB finally up on the Razor. I think they're ready to take a fight into the Alliance base here. Spectre might have to buy back in order to defend this Rax.
So they'll come onto the high ground and we'll see if they hold. Let's see if they can force the buyback coming in for Nico Baby. Rax are gone immediately because, well, Mickey, unfortunate for Alliance, is holding on to a double damage. He's got about a quarter of the duration remaining on it. He waveforms forward. That's enough to scare back Alliance and really make them uncomfortable with pressuring into this Liquid side, but they've got the Spectre up in 3 as well as the Haunt. They'll jump in with the Totem. The E-Blade comes out. Now the Haunt's going to be used. Nico Baby huge on in Insania with the Spectral Dagger, trying to get himself some free roaming space. BKB's been blocked by Quickba and Boxy looking for the duel. He'll land it on the Windrunner. Meanwhile, Totem over from Mickey. The 3-shot once again on the bottom of the phone, up with a kill on the list. It's a triple kill here for Mickey, and he takes out Nico Baby. Man, the buybacks come aplenty, and all of a sudden Alliance are on their last leg, 21,000 worth behind. Mickey jumping all over the place. We're getting that PTSD you were talking about with the Totem coming through from not the Earthshaker, but the Morphling.
Oh my god, that's such good teamwork there from Lick. But at the exact same time they choose to go on that Wind Ranger up there, gets on top of the Oracle with the Earthshaker.
There's the Fissure. Nico Baby in trouble. The Static Link comes in. And won't the adaptive strikes come out? But let's see. Can they hold on to the side of Alliance? The false promise already used on Afana. So they won't have a save for Nico Baby. He's taking a lot of damage here. We'll pop the man. So the BKB's going to be popped. They got the duel out of Nico Baby. See you later. Done and dusted. That should be the game. And it will be. Liquid take game 1 over Alliance in very convincing fashion.
Everything is keyed together once they decide to break that base there. Again, the timing between people was slightly off a couple of times. They tried to break the base the first time. I think they between the tier 2 and the tier 3, they almost got perfect timing jumping in that Oracle and the Wind Ranger.